All right, hello, welcome to this Long Island weather alerts. It's going to be brief. We'll go talk more about the heat tomorrow night, but we do have a heat advisory for Long Island, western parts of Long Island, and the excessive extreme heat warning has been posted for New York City, Connecticut, and New Jersey. Looks like a sea breeze will save us from the worst of it. So we'll go to the extreme heat warning. That is going to be from noon Sunday to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, and for our heat advisory, that's going to be in effect from noon to 8 p.m. on Sunday, and now we have an extreme heat watch in effect Monday afternoon through Tuesday evening. So I think there'll be a decent enough sea breeze to save us from the extreme heat for tomorrow. Looking at our current content, you can see all the colors on the map, all the heat covering the whole, pretty much northeast of the Great Lakes. And temperatures right now on Long Island, not too bad. 73 at Islip after hitting 85. That's not too bad, but the dew point is up to 64. The dew points were lower earlier. If you look at what the weather was like earlier, you'll see the dew points were a little bit lower, 61. So they come up a little bit. Nothing dramatic. The humidity will increase more tomorrow. Of course, 80, still 81 at LaGuardia, 80 in Central Park. If you're on the South Shore tonight, it really is nice. But this afternoon, we had 88 degrees in Mineola, very hot. And then once you got to the South Shore, in the Belmore area, it was 81. And then if you went still further south in the evening, it was absolutely delightful at, where is it? All right. Seems like we're missing it. I know it's here. Here it is, a 74.5 at East Rockaway this evening. And then I got back to Mineola. It was a little hotter at 75.6. And then still hotter once I got to my block. It was another degree hotter at 76.5. And then my alley, almost 80, 79.2. So I'm sure it's going to be a lot hotter than that. So let's go look at what the highs were today across the area. Mid-80s generally. We had southwesterly winds. Low 90s in Jersey, though, 93 in Toms River there. So it's going to be, we did have a bit of a sea breeze today, more toward the evening hours. So let's go look at the statistics for today. Islip, high of 86 and a low of 68. 7 degrees above normal for the high, 6 degrees above normal for the day. And I'm sure Central Park was probably a little bit hotter than that. Yeah, they got up to about the same. Let's look at JFK. Let's look at Newark. There, it hit 92 at Newark. So, yeah, a lot hotter as you went further to the west. And generally speaking, yeah, mid to upper 80s for highs today across Long Island. Looking at the satellite, you can see a cluster of thunderstorm activity to the north. This is the warm front right here. You can see we did have some cirrus, some cumulus in the sky. Wasn't really a great-looking sky today. And if we go look at our weather map, you'll see here that there's that warm front. So it is in the process of moving through, and unfortunately, the Storm Prediction Center is down. Yeah, that's right. This is what you know who has brought us. It's destroying. So we have a gateway timeout, which means I can't. Let's see if I can get to the okay, I can find it this way. All right, good. So here we go. We're in a marginal risk for severe weather tomorrow, and that's why I have to do this alert. So we've got two things to watch out for: the heat and the severe weather for tomorrow. Let's go. And right now, nothing much going on. There's some pretty nasty thunderstorms, though. Looks like over North Bay, Ontario, and maybe moving toward Ottawa in Canada. Let's go over this warm front moving through. Go to the HRRR. Here's the HRRR. So here's the HRRR. You see the warm front coming through. So dew points are on the rise. We have a southwest wind tomorrow. Almost a little west-southwest, so and it actually turns a little more westerly in the evening. So that is going to make things pretty hot tomorrow. I don't know why they don't have the extreme heat warning for Long Island. I think it was needed, at least looking at this model data. Unless you're on the South Shore, I think it's going to be pretty hot. You can see those very high dew points. Then as we go into Monday, you see the winds kind of turn around a little bit, actually start from the north, and then they go a little more easterly. These dew points are going to be very high, though, mid-70-degree dew points, but the southeasterly wind will mean lower air temperatures. Looking at your air temperatures tonight, we're not going to be dropping probably much below 70. And then tomorrow, things are going to heat up Again, it's got purple over Long Island. I think almost everywhere except the beach is going to be at 90 degrees tomorrow or better. Maybe Suffolk will be in the upper 80s, but Jersey will be well into the 90s. But we will have to watch out because I do see what looks like the signature of some thunderstorm activity, and that's why I have that marginal risk for tomorrow, and it might be into the afternoon too. And then tomorrow night, the lows aren't even going to go below the mid-70s. Galilee's probably not going to go below 80. And then for Monday, very hot inland, could be close to 100 inland. And that goes for maybe much of New Jersey, probably well into the 90s in the city. But for Long Island, I think that southeasterly wind, except for the central Nassau area, which could see low 90s, I think that southeasterly wind keeps everybody in the 80s. I shouldn't even be talking about Monday. We're just talking about tomorrow here. So let's go to the Cape. This is my concern for tomorrow. We have some Cape levels. Oh, they are up there, too. Look at that. So, yeah, those Cape levels are pretty enhanced for tomorrow afternoon. So I think there is definitely a severe risk. And then we see it again a little bit on Monday as well. But there's no trigger on Monday. I don't think there'll be much of a trigger. So let's see what this is showing on its radar simulation. We do have the chance in the morning as well for a shower. And then we could see more. It's not really developing anything. But some of the models have developed some activity, so we'll have to see. Let's go to the NAM. This is the NAM. It actually has a pretty nasty line coming through upstate New York, but it kind of fizzles. And then for the most part, yeah, it doesn't really want to develop anything. The high pressure is too strong. Everything is capped. It's kind of interesting to see this kind of setup here. Almost looks like a front, like there's no front here. It's just like an impulse. That's all it is. Maybe a warm front, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of hard to see the signature of any front. So anyway, lastly, we'll go to the RGM, look at the skies for tomorrow. And we will have, again, some clouds to start and then more sun later on. Really not showing any strong thunderstorm activity, but we're going to have to, the atmosphere is definitely kind of in that situation, so we're going to have to just pay attention to the radar. That something could happen. Let's go to the HDRPS. This might be the model that's showing something. Yes, this is the model here. So tomorrow night, it's showing some thunderstorms getting into, moving from north to south, and this kind of movement can have a decent risk for severe thunderstorms. So tomorrow night, I'm more concerned about tomorrow night than the morning. Tomorrow night, we could definitely see some activity. So there is one model that is showing, and I knew there was one. And the HDRPS sometimes can point out things other models can't. Let's lastly go to that smoke model. And we'll go to the 18Z smoke model and just see where the smoke is. And I don't think it's going to be an issue tomorrow, but it'll still be hazy. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be an issue tomorrow. We're going to have to, it looks like we might get into some of it more like Monday, perhaps. So on the 23rd, we might wind up getting into it. Okay. Last stop will be Ventu Sky, and I'm going to just look at, and we'll just visualize the temperatures for tomorrow in the afternoon again. And you see that west-southwest wind means we're going to see mid-90s in much of Long Island. So I don't know why we don't have an excessive heat warning for Long Island, because you're going to have that combined with the, I don't know why they're thinking there's going to be more of a sea breeze. I'm thinking we're going to have more of that west-southwest wind, and the humidity is going to be high. Dew points are going to be into the 60s. Well, 60s is not 70s, so if we're not as high, maybe it's just going to be a very hot day tomorrow, so just be prepared. It's going to be very hot. I don't know why they're saying that it's not going to be, because you have that west wind. Unless you're right at the beach, you got to be right at the beach to have any kind of relief tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be hot. That's what it is. Well into the 90s, and you can see that killer west wind there. That's when you have that wind direction, Long Island bakes. So that is it. We'll see if we see any thunderstorms or not tomorrow. Stay cool. Tomorrow is going to be definitely a very hot day. I think a lot of people are underestimating how hot it's going to be. Well into the 90s. So just try to stay in air conditioning or do your walking at the beach. Have a good night. Stay cool.